And welcome back to the 20-Sided Podcast. As ever, my name is Brian Flaherty, and I'll be your Dungeon Master. I'm joined once again by our trio of heroic passengers, Jenny Gustafson.
Hello.
Kevin Bauer.
Oh.
And Blythe Roberson.
Oh.
No banter needed. I think that was great. I think I nailed it. I think anything we do from here on out would just diminish how great of a job I did introing. So let's just get right into it. You guys ready to play some D&D?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last time on the R.M.S. Titanfall. After discovering that the drowned cultists and their spellcasting leader, Madame Alta, had escaped, you tracked them down and planned your attack. Meadhbh summoned a swarm of bees and used them to scout the upper floors and learned the location of the cultists. Armed with their precise positions and numbers, as well as a militant swarm of bees, you launched your attack. However, during the battle, Meadhbh's previous battle with the shark in the ship's helm left her badly hurt and she was knocked unconscious early in the fight. But her bees vowed to avenge her and swarmed around the cultists that felled her, cooking her alive with their vibrating bodies. Cleave and Karis suffered some heavy blows as well, but were able to slay the remaining cultists and capture one of their members in the process. After stabilizing the unconscious Meadhbh, Karis went back to the library to find Sir Warwick to make use of his healing magic. Ansel heard about Meadhbh's condition, grabbed a book he found for Meadhbh, as well as a handful of medical texts, and rushed to help. Annabelle as well heard that you had captured a member of the drowned and stormed upstairs to interrogate him, hands on her daggers, eyes filled with thoughts of vengeance. As Annabelle began her rough interrogation, Warwick brought Meadhbh back to consciousness. She opened her eyes to discover a very concerned and emotional Ansel standing over her, desperately flipping through a stack of medical textbooks. There was a moment of romantic tension that hung in the air before it was abruptly shattered when Ansel chickened out entirely, handed Meadhbh the book about the order of succession she had requested when they met, and ran away. But as Meadhbh flipped through the book, she discovered and began to make the connections and saw an improbable web of marriages, divorces, suspicious deaths, and strange disappearances that linked the lines of succession of the two kingdoms and positioned one person alone to seize control of both should the two queens meet an untimely end. Cassandra Divorcée. And as Meadhbh linked these disparate threads of conspiracy, she looked around and had a terrible realization. There was no one left guarding Sir Tiffany Fex. We begin as you guys are up on the second to last level of the ship. Above you is just the ship's engine room. Currently around with you are the two queens, Sir Warwick Blitz. Meadhbh, you're still on the ground, having just been brought back to consciousness. There's still the one strangely well and erotically tied up cult member off in the corner being actively interrogated by Annabelle Tor. Karis and Cleave, both of you have been badly injured from your battle with the cultists. Meadhbh, having just come back from consciousness, you have a bit of your health and vitality back, but you realize you still are very low on the amount of magic you can cast. And you've just had this realization that Sir Tiffany Fex is currently unguarded and with Cassandra Divorcée. What do you guys do?
I want to curl up in a ball.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not physically there, right? I'm back with the tied up guy.
You guys are all like in the same area. The tied up guy is still in that area. You guys are all in this like long hallway. Okay. Tied up guy is currently on the ground. You've got Annabelle Tor, eyes full of venom, knives at his throat, is beginning to like interrogate him. He's just kind of like babbling in the corner, just for fear of his life, is trying to get some words together. Sir Warwick Blitz is over with you guys, and above you, you still hear the every now and then of the clanging and rending of metal as the tentacles of this kraken begin to kind of continue to worm around this ship.
Oh my god, I never thought I'd say this when the kraken attacked, but I think we have bigger problems. So, I mean, Tiffany Fex ostensibly doesn't know that Cassandra Divorcée is last in the line of succession, right?
Well, don't we think Cassandra Divorcée is the one who put this whole crazy thing into motion?
I got to tell you, Cleave had not gotten there yet.
Cleave, if you want to roll an insight check, you can see kind of what insight or investigation to see what you kind of like can piece together in this moment.
This is going to be wild when my character is more aware of what's going on than I am. Okay, I got a 9.
You're not quite sure you don't really gain anything in this moment. Yeah, I'd say you wouldn't really gain anything with a 9.
Yeah, checks out.
You know that Cassandra is the owner of this boat, very wealthy individual. You know that Sir Tiffany Fex appears to be associated with the drowned, but you're not entirely sure how much overlap there is, if there is any, if who was in charge of what. But you certainly know how you can find out.
Can I roll an investigation check to see how I would find out?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, 13.
There are two people. There are two people who are involved in those dealings. Both of them are downstairs currently unguarded.
Okay, they're unguarded, but isn't also like they're in the library with a bunch of other people. And I know that the bystander effect is real and people kind of just let things happen without, speaking up. But you would hope that some of these rich assholes milling about would keep an eye on Sir Tiffany.
There's definitely a bunch of people down there. None of them are actively invested in, or like were told to actively pay attention to what's happening with Tiffany Fex or with Cassandra. So you're not entirely sure what's happening, but you know that there's no one down there that was like actively paying
It's hard to believe that we three, no offense to the other two, speaking mostly for myself here, are the smartest people on this ship. You would hope that some other people had pieced it together by now.
But maybe, if you want to, go and roll an insight check as well.
Okay. 16.
16. Most of the people in that first class library were first class passengers. There was a number of like second, lower class passengers. Most of them very wealthy. You had learned, or Karis had learned from Esme earlier on, like how many of these people were interconnected. There's a chance some people have figured it out. There's a chance that some people may see some things. A lot of these people might not want to go against someone as powerful as Cassandra.
Is this
socially speaking?
Is this a little bit of class warfare that you've inserted into this campaign, Mr. Dungeon Master?
Who's to say?
Should we just go downstairs and see if we can figure out what's going on, you guys?
Well, are Cleave and I like strong enough to engage in a possible brawl right now? I can't quite remember what my
I want to say you were down to like
points are at.
2 or 3, and I think Cleave was at like 6.
Donk.
Can you guys get some healing?
Yeah, can we get some healing?
So you can take a short rest. You guys can take a short rest and like use some hit dice to regain some hit points. That takes an hour. So that's an hour of time.
We don't have an hour.
We don't have an hour.
Meadhbh, I think you have a spell slot left that could heal someone a small bit.
Let me see.
Sir Warwick has very limited capabilities to help a little bit.
Okay, I have one first level spell left, but all I have is healing word. Does that work immediately?
It does work immediately, but it only works on one person. And it would only do, I believe, a healing word is 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Mm-hmm. Well, since Cleave has a little bit more than Karis, I guess I'll do my would you guys be okay with me healing Karis a little?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I don't know when this happened, but I guess I have 12.
You might. I could be wrong.
Okay, great.
We need points.
All right, here we go.
Please.
I'm casting it in your direction, Karis. Cast. Okay, Karis, you get healed 7 points because I got a 4, and then my modifier is 3, I think.
And I rear my head back and go, oh, I feel so strong. Wow, I'm laughing maniacally. And I jump to my big old feet and give a pump to my chest and say, let's go, donut holes.
You see Warwick next to you just go, oh, all right. That was a lot.
Right.
I know you. That's a lot, though. That was a whole vibe.
The world isn't ready for women who are a lot, so I understand your reaction.
All right. I didn't want to take it there. You're putting a lot of things on me right now. I was commenting on the strangeness of the action.
Okay, buddy.
I don't want to be a representative of the entire
Liz.
male sex, please.
You can make it up to us by leading our pack and pledging your sword to us as we descend upon the library.
I mean, I'm
And
happy
I
to
won't
help,
out
but you see behind him, when you say that, Annabelle Tor kind of just like with her dagger still to this cultist's throat, kind of looks behind and goes, no, your sword's pledged to us, the queens.
Swear to me.
No, I have loyalties already. I'll help,
Okay.
don't get me wrong. But,
I just thought I'd try. Jeez.
what do you guys want to do?
I want to head back to that library. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mhm.
Also, Cassandra Divorcée, wasn't she like, she got some sort of like lockbox and she was carrying it around. So,
Yeah, she was carrying around like a wooden lockbox that seemed to have paper or some kind of like light, flimsy material inside.
okay. Got it.
You guys begin to make your way back down to the first class library. Who all are you bringing with you?
Everyone, whole party. We got the guy with the ropes, Warwick.
Are you taking the rope guy?
Yeah, we're taking the rope guy. We're not leaving him.
Who's because you got to physically carry this guy. Like you can pick him up like luggage at this point for how well Cleave has tied him up. But who's taking him?
Ooh, me, please.
Karis, this tall for a dwarven woman, dwarf grabs this human-sized man and is just lugging him like 1980s luggage.
And
You guys
Ansel's with us, right?
Ansel had already run off back down to the library.
Oh, so he's taking care of it all.
Who's to say? He threw the book and then he pieced out of there because the sexual tension was too great.
God.
He seed in his pants.
Oh. Seed?
No.
See, now,
Ew.
the problem for me is it's too funny to take out of the podcast, but I don't want it in the podcast.
I mean, this one's getting an explicit rating for sure.
Do what you
yeah.
will. You'll have to answer to your god one day, Brian.
The worst part is this is also like a preview clip too. This is going on Instagram. You guys make your way back down to the library. Who as you guys bust into the library, you see a number of people still kind of like sitting around in kind of this, shock survivor position. Everyone's very scared, very like just waiting to figure out what to do next. They're really waiting for someone to lead them. These are mostly, while there are like rich and wealthy and powerful people, a lot of them are in this moment not fit to deal with the situation. They're not powerful. They're not strong. They're waiting for someone else to find the answer. You see Meadhbh and Captain Beezus over in a corner still like talking amongst themselves, trying to figure things out. And off in the corner, you see Cassandra Divorcée standing right near where Sir Tiffany Fex was. You see her ropes have been unbound. They are sitting on the floor in front of Cassandra, and Sir Tiffany Fex is not to be found.
So Cleave is immediately like, shit. Okay, so looks like Fex is loose. We don't know that Tiffany knows Cassandra's the next in the order of succession, so I'm gonna go up to Cassandra and try to protect her.
Yeah, what do you do?
Just kind of make a beeline and like try to make it seem casual, but I'm going up to her and I'm in Cleave's mind, it's like, we gotta protect her because something bad could happen to her. So I'm just gonna go up and try to make casual conversation, but be very like on the lookout for Tiffany Fex.
You walk up to Cassandra. Go ahead and roll actually, anyone in this room can go ahead and roll a perception check. Or an investigation check if you'd like.
Oh,
Ooh, baby.
Fuck. I got a nat 1.
No.
We'll do a perception check. I got a 22.
Whoa.
22.
I got a
Oh, yeah.
12.
Cleave, you see Cassandra Divorcée. You have like heard this revelation that she is next in line. You beeline it to her, not sure what the implications of Sir Tiffany Fex and Cassandra's relationship could be. You beeline to her. You see she's still holding that box close to her chest. Maeve, you look around the room. You see people are scared. You see Beezus. You see Meadhbh is over talking your business. And as you look over, you see peeking out from behind a bookshelf is Ansel, who sees you come in and then kind of like dips behind the bookshelf and continues to like restock the books. Which at this point, the entire ship's upside down. This is a fool's errand, but he seems to need something to do. Karis, you look around, you see, with a 22 perception check, you see two things of note. The first is Cassandra is standing directly in front of these untied ropes. Doesn't seem to be looking particularly concerned about it. She was in the room when this thing with Tiffany Fex happened. She seems totally fine with everything that's happening, and she's clutching this box fairly tight to her. The other thing you notice is Meadhbh is talking to Beezus. Seems a little off. Like, you don't necessarily hear what they're saying, but just his like demeanor and countenance, or like the way they're talking, the way they're moving, seems strange. Cleave, you make it up to Cassandra, and she's standing there and goes, "Yes? Anything I can do for you?
Hey,
have you figured out a way out of here yet for us? Because I'd really like to go."
Yeah, I think we got some. They're about to check in. How's how you doing? You good?
No, my boat is completely destroyed. It's upside down, and I'd like to be gone.
Sure.
So no, I'm not doing well.
Well, don't worry. We're going to take care of you. We're going to get you out of here. You're safe with us.
Go and roll a persuasion check.
I swear to God, I got another nat one.
One. She looks at you, her eyes kind of narrow. She goes, "Yes, I'm sure you're very trustworthy." And she like pats you kind of condescendingly on the shoulder. "Sure, you're very trustworthy, and you look so good at your job. Just keep doing what you're doing. And, maybe do it over there." And she just kind of points to a random pile of books. It's like, "Yeah, have fun."
Cleave kind of like looks around the room for Sir Tiffany Fex and is like, all right, but if you need me, I'm right over there.
"Okay, I'll be sure to call upon you should I need you. But thank you so much. Just go anywhere you like." "Goodbye."
Sure. And I walk over to the pile of books and I'm like pointing at it. And I'm like, "Just right over here. You need me at all, I'm right here."
"Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
I can be there in a seck.
I
Like
bet
that.
you can. I have no doubt."
I could be closer if you need me.
Oh, yep. Nope. That's good. That's
Okay.
good right there.
All right. I'll just be waiting.
Yep,
I
just
got
right
both ears
there.
open.
And you know what?
Eyes open.
I bet you if you wanted to try this,
Mhm.
you could do it stealthily, without talking. You could just stand there and be stealthy.
Okay, I'll do that. But if you need me to not be stealthy, I can turn it off.
Oh, I'll
like
let
that.
you know. I promise.
Okay. Cool.
She just like grabs a seat, holding on to this box.
So I feel like we have to. Okay, wait. I thought I had such a good idea, but now I don't have it anymore. Someone should interrogate her. Someone should interrogate the guy in the ropes. Someone should ask anyone else what they saw. And maybe one of us should go talk to our friends Meadhbh and Mr. Beezus. Do we have enough people to do all of that?
I feel like you should go talk to Meadhbh.
Okay, cool.
Maybe.
Can Warwick try to get anything out of the ropes man?
Yeah, you see, you turn around to go motion to Warwick, and you see Annabelle is already, she's plastered him back down on a chair. She's cut off one of the legs of the chair so that it's only 3-legged and he like can't get his balance right. And she's actively interrogating him.
Okay, cool. Let's make sure she doesn't commit any human rights violations.
It's not looking likely. You do see where around the room, people have a slightly different view of this woman than they had 10 minutes ago.
Okay, Karis, I'm gonna go talk to Meadhbh and Beezus. Do you want to see if you can figure out what's in that box Cassandra has, or ask other people if they've seen Tiffany Fex?
Yeah, I would love to talk to Cassandra. figure out what's in that box.
Okay, cool.
Cool. You make your way over to Cassandra. She looks at you and goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna have to continue speaking with people today, aren't I? Just everyone wants a little bit of my time. My time is valuable."
I understand. You're an important woman, but listen, all joking aside, we're all in the same boat here. Okay? I'm sorry. Let me start over.
Are you the ship's comedian?
No, are you guys hiring?
Oh God.
No. Let me take
I'll give you the number of my assistant. You can send your, tape in, and we'll look at it.
Did I hear assistance? Did I hear you ask for assistance? Cassandra?
No.
I'll give you right there in a second.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Cleave, I got this.
Okay.
And
right
Brian,
here if you need me.
in my perception check, I don't see any sign of certificate effects anywhere. From what you said,
with the
right?
perception, you're kind of just getting your glance.
Okay.
The two big things you saw were Cassandra's relationship to where Tiffany Fex was in the ropes, and the strangeness between Beezus and Meadhbh, specifically Meadhbh.
Sure. No, Cassandra, I'm really sorry. Let me start over. I just wanted to give you an update on the mission that you sent us on. I figured you'd want to know some new news, and it's rather good news so far. We've sent out a distress signal.
Oh, wonderful! That's very good.
Yeah, so I was hoping that would be a good sign for you, and we want to make sure you're as safe as possible. So we would love to kind of get you out of this large group of people. God forbid something happens and you get trampled, anything like that. Would you like me to secure you a place on maybe the subsequent floor above us, and I could find a safe spot for your box you're holding?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Mirt. Persuasion. Ooh, I have a +7 on persuasion, and I rolled an 18.
18?
Whoa.
I'm going to roll a little insight check for her. Okay. If you wanted to make me more comfortable, I wouldn't say no. There are a number of smaller cabins nearby, second class, of course, which is a bummer, but happy to make myself comfortable there. If you think you can protect me better there, I wouldn't mind. I'd like to keep my belongings with me, however.
Certainly.
Preferably something with maybe a balcony or a window, something like that.
A balcony or a window. Interesting. I can see what I can do, but why don't you come with me? It would be honestly an honor to make sure that you're safe and sound. A woman of your stature should not be, in a collection of people like this.
Oh, that's so kind. Remind me of your name if we get out of this, and I'll be sure to send you a little something. Please, lead the way.
God. My name is Karis, by the way.
We'll get to that later. I don't know.
Okay. Didn't know if it was a now thing or a later thing.
No, later.
Okay.
Where do you take her?
I take her to I'm guessing some sort of second what did you call it? Second class bunk. And I mean, is there any way she doesn't have anything on her, except for the box? Could I charge her?
You can certainly try. What do you want to do?
I would like to oh Lord. I can't use my rope of climbing to tie her up. I think I already used. Oh. I would like to. Can I headbutt her?
Sure, go ahead and roll an attack. Just make an unarmed strike.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, it'll absolutely hit. What's your strength modifier?
Strength modifier +2.
Okay, so you do 1 + 2. Or no, sorry, you just do 2 damage as you rear back, headbutt her, poof, directly in, locking heads with her. She stumbles back momentarily, holding onto her box. What the? I thought you were supposed to protect. What? And she is going to dart out past you and start to head back into the library.
No, she's not.
I'll say go ahead and she is going to run past you. If you want to make an attack of opportunity as she runs past, you are... Actually, I guess it's her. Let's go ahead and have you roll initiative.
I effed up. I messed up.
What'd you get?
Stumped so hard. I didn't roll yet. I'm just reeling right now. Initiative is... Oh, okay, I see. 9 plus 3 is 11. 12.
She rolled a 14.
She's such a turd. I'm sorry. I don't like this bitch.
She's gonna take the disengage action, run past you, and start to book it back to the library. As she runs past, she's holding onto this box. Goes, "What the hell are you doing? Get out! Stay away from me! Stay away!" Runs back towards the library. What do you want to do?
I feel like I really messed up our position right now.
She is like, as she's going down the hallway, she's just screaming bloody murder. Just, help! Help! This woman's crazy!
Does Cleave hear this?
Shit.
Yeah, Cleave, go ahead and roll a perception check. I'll say you just gotta be at a 5 to hear this. She's screaming.
Jesus fucking Christ. I rolled a 3.
Oh my god! No, Cleave does not hear this. Cleave is at attention on his pile of books. Karis, what do you do?
Oh, I'm trying. I don't think I can smooth it over right now. And everyone's looking at her. How far is she from me?
She would be 30 feet away. Like, she's run out the door and is like heading down the hallway.
Feet?
Yeah, her movement's 30 feet.
Is she in the library right now? Can I?
No, she's like in the hallway about to make the turn into the library.
Oh, fuck, everyone knows who she is. I was gonna say that, like, my grandma has dementia and she's going crazy. Could you guys make sure she doesn't get away?
She is extremely well known.
She is extremely well known. I follow her. Running. And, I mean, can I catch up enough to use my rope of climbing to, like, swoop her?
You can definitely catch up to her.
Sure.
Yeah, you can attempt to use your rope of climbing.
Okay.
I'll say go ahead and make a...
I'm making...
Essentially, you're just using it as a regular rope, kind of. I'll say go ahead and make a... go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
Using dexterity as your modifier. So roll a d20, add your dexterity modifier.
You got it, dude.
You gotta beat a 13.
Oh, and guess what I did because I got a 16.
Lasso like Wonder Woman, just fly it around, spin it around her. You, as it hits, she like spins around and like starts to get like wrapped up by this rope. Screaming all the way, help! Help! Somebody come help! I'm gonna have her roll a persuasion check as she's screaming. She goes, help! Anybody who helps me! 5,000 gold pieces! 5,000 gold! She's gonna make a persuasion check with advantage.
You suck.
Ooh, that is only a 9 plus 6, which is 15. You guys, anyone in the room, I'll say Cleave even as well, hears this. You guys hear Cassandra's voice ring out from the hallway. Anyone who helps me, 5,000 gold pieces. You see a bunch of the passengers begin to perk up. You see Warwick kind of looks around confused. You see a number of the passengers begin to move towards the hallway. If you want, you can try to dissuade them.
Oh, I feel like as much as this is an unexpected turn of events, I feel like we're kind of more... I mean, I at least am like more urgently wanting to know where Tiffany Fex is than caring if like Cassandra is, you know, what she's up to. Cleave, how do you feel? I mean, you're sworn to Cassandra at this point in your own mind.
Yeah, I mean, I completely misunderstood the entire situation. And I think that we're trying to save her. So, frankly, if I see Karis chasing her, I'm at odds with Karis. And I know that PvP stuff sucks, but
So does Cleave run out to help?
Oh, yeah.
Or at least assess the situation. Cleave runs out along with a large mob of people all heading out. You guys see Karis fully lassoed Cassandra Divorcée, who's now rolling on the ground, kind of writhing. Her box kind of strapped up in this this lasso. Meadhbh inside, you see Captain Beezus kind of heading over, and Meadhbh noticeably is kind of hanging back, looking around, seeming a little nervous about everything that's going on outside.
Okay.
What do you do as everyone else heads outside? What do you do still inside the library?
I head over to Meadhbh and be like, dude, we need to talk.
Yes? What's going on?
What happened to Tiffany Fex? Did you see? She's gone all of a sudden.
I didn't see. It happened so fast. I saw Cassandra over there talking with her, and then all of a sudden she was gone. But I'm not concerned about that. I think I might be able to right the boat.
How? What? Bury in the fucking lead, Meadhbh.
I didn't mean to. I think if I can get to the engine room, I can right the ship.
Is the engine room the one up top?
The engine room's the one on top.
Okay, how do you think you can right the ship, Meadhbh?
What I think is if we use an influx of power, we can use the smokestacks underneath. It's very technical, but I think with a small controlled explosion, maybe we can at least flip it onto its side, but would be less in danger of fully capsizing. Might be able to shake loose this beastie up top.
And why did this just occur to you now?
It's a little dangerous. It's a little strange. It's also not what the ship was built for, you know?
Uh-huh.
If you can get me up to the engine room, I think there's a chance I can at least salvage the ship.
And what you were telling this to Beezus?
Yes, I was trying to explain to him that if we can get me up there, I can, with a few levers and dials and, machinery things, I might be able to do this.
And what did Beezus say?
Beezus doesn't know. He said a lot of things in a high-pitched voice that really told me he didn't know what he was talking about.
Can you tell me, for 2 more seconds about what happened when Tiffany Fex disappeared?
I looked over, and Cassandra was talking to her and seemed to be, saying something. I looked away to talk to Beezus, and all of a sudden I looked back and Cassandra's just there. The ropes are gone. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what you guys were doing. I just panicked. I just stayed over here, and I'm worried about the ship. I can't worry about this too. This isn't my problem. My problem is the ship and making sure everything's fixed,
And how recently did Tiffany Fex disappear?
Oh, I don't know. 10 minutes ago? Recently.
Okay. Let's just wait 2 shakes of a lamb's tail because I don't want to take you up to the engine room alone. I'd like to talk to my friends first, but they are something's going on out in the hall, it would seem.
We should do this as quickly as possible. I think there's only so much time. If the fuel cells run dry, I won't be able to make this explosion, happen, and then I won't be able to do anything. So expediency is the key here.
Well, here's what I worry about, Meadhbh. I think our little Kraken friend is feeding on energy. So I almost think that by exploding the boat, he might get more powerful.
I don't know.
I feel like do you think the boat is going to sink sooner than help can get here? Why is it important to right the boat?
My hope is it buys us some time. Make sure that we survive.
What is your favorite thing about being a turtle, Meadhbh?
He kind of the shell.
The shell. What about the shell?
I don't know. I like having a hard shell.
I'm just
Is
kind
Meadhbh
of
still writing her piece?
I need details.
Meadhbh, if you want, you can go and roll investigation or insight.
Yes, please. Sorry. I'm just getting a weird vibe from this guy. He's never had any initiative before. I got a natural 1.
Natural 1. Danger does a lot of things to people. Maybe it's strange, maybe it's not. You're not really sure. As you continue this conversation with With Meadhbh, he keeps stressing to you. He thinks he has this plan, needs to get up to the engine room. We flip back out to the hallway where Cleave, you are kind of like running through this crowd, pushing through, and you see Cassandra tied up with this box with Karis over top of her. What do you guys do in this moment as you kind of like lock eyes on the same team, but momentarily misaligned through misconceptions?
I see Cleave before he sees. Wait, we lock eyes, you said?
Yeah, I mean, he's like coming through the crowd and you spot him coming through.
I do like, in High School Musical 3, when Gabriella goes, Troy! I do that and the whole room stops. Well, I do that, but I yell, Cleave! Hoping that I can that he can recognize me as a friend and not a foe.
So I have not seen High School Musical 3, but Cleave definitely has. So can I roll a perception check to see if I recognize what's happening?
Yes. Here, wait. I'll say, Karis, go ahead and roll a persuasion or just a straight charisma check. I'll say if you beat 15, Cleave can roll with advantage.
What am I? Charisma check?
Yeah.
Is my favorite. 15.
Okay, 15 straight. So, Cleave, you can go ahead and roll with advantage. Insight check.
Oh my god. Good, I'm going to need this.
Insight or
okay.
Insight or investigation, you can choose.
Okay.
High School Musical 3 was directed by Kenny Ortega, who in our universe is Kenny Tortletega.
Oh my god, the higher of my two rolls, nat 20.
Ooh, baby! You pushing through this crowd as the crowd begins to come forward, like swarming around you. You're like, it's almost like trying to go against the waves. You're pushing through, trying to see what's happening. You've got such a clear idea in your mind of what your mission is to protect Cassandra in this moment. You're thinking like, what? Karis? Why would she do this? All of a sudden you hear her voice ring out. Karis, how did it sound again? What goes through Cleave's mind as he parts the two people in front of him, sees Karis with her rope wound around Cassandra, and hears this plea back and forth from her mouth?
Oh my god, it's just like that moment in the movie Scott Pilgrim when Knives and Ramona are both at the concert and Scott notices and the whole room goes dark and there's just a beam of light. And Cleave just goes, oh my god, this is just like High School Musical 3. Just gets it. Just gets how wrong he's been and what we gotta do from here on out.
As this happens, there's a power surge through the entire boat, and the lights like flicker and stuff until only two spotlights illuminate just Cleave and Karis. Everything else in darkness around, just pinpoint spotlights over top the both of you. As a moment of understanding and realignment happens, the lights come back on, and Cleave and Karis, you both realize in this moment Cassandra is fully bound on the ground, but the mob of people around you is looking at her favorably. She rolls around, looks up and goes,
What? What are you doing? Get me out of here. Whoever gets me out of here, I'll get you off this boat right now.
I am going to roll a persuasion check for her.
Oh, glob.
With advantage, and she rolled a 13 and a natural 20.
Oh my god.
I'm going to need everyone here to roll initiative.
Including me in the other room?
Including you, should you want to join.
Well, I want to keep my eyes on Meadhbh, so I might not join.
I am rolling pretty well. 17.
I got a 12.
And Meadhbh, what'd you get?
I have weird feelings about Meadhbh. I don't want to leave him all alone.
That's okay. Still roll initiative just so we have you in the order, should you choose to join for any reason.
Okay. 17.
Karis, you are first to act. You look around and see, all of a sudden, as Cassandra yells this out, do me a favor real quick, roll an Arcana check for me.
Absolutely. 12.
With a 12, as she says this, you recognize that she is absolutely telling the truth. Something in her voice, like as she beckons this out, that she can get people off this boat right now, you recognize there is a honesty to it. This isn't like a desperate plea. And I think, Cleave, you notice this too. You've heard desperate criminals say things before. This is someone stating a fact. You look down at the box, and looking at it a little bit closer than you maybe have before, you see a number of arcane runes carved on the outside of it. You're not sure what it does or what kind of enchantment may be on it, but you recognize there is some kind of magical element to this box. You look around and see the mob around you is beginning to move towards you in a menacing way. What do you want to do?
Can I... Oh, Lord. Can I attempt to persuade them?
You can.
I can?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So
as they're like slowly advancing on you, menacing, like looking scared and confused and looking down at Cassandra, seeing, believing that she may be a moment of salvation, looking to you as the person who is in their way.
So I get a glimpse of the box and I kind of like stand up really quick and go, look, remember me? Remember me? I'm the one who gave the rousing speech not too long ago, maybe a couple hours, about, how everyone's turning on us and stuff like that. Well, guess what? As much as I seem so smart all of the time, almost 110%, sometimes I make mistakes, and I'm gonna go ahead, put myself on the cross like Jesus effing Christ, and say that, I messed up, which is exactly what Jesus said. You can check, you're in a library, I'm sure there's Bibles. Okay, I messed up big time. She might absolutely know how to get us off the boat. But if you attack me, things get all like blah, 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 messed up, like mob mentality. You guys might not even make it out alive. So how about we just take a chill pill, a big one at that, and we'll all say whoopsie daisy and help correct this mistake. Okay?
So I got 2 questions for you. Are you releasing the bindings on Cassandra?
Yes. No. Yeah. Oh.
And are you attempting to intimidate these people, or are you attempting to persuade them?
Persuade them.
Okay. Are you releasing Cassandra?
Sir!
That wasn't a slip. That was just there's a lot of characters to keep track of.
You think he's a sir? Oh, fart. I keep making the worst choices. I'm gonna let her go.
I'll say go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage then, as you begin to unwind her, genuinely showing some kind of contrition.
Okay, persuasion. Okay. Rolled a 17 plus 7 persuage. That's a cool 24.
24, Jesus. You see this mob advancing towards you. You begin to unwind Cassandra, and she begins to like get up. You bring forward this like true bit of humility, like, oh, I'm sorry, I messed up. Let's talk about this. You see the crowd, the fear and panic and desperation in their eyes momentarily flickers as they remember you from before, as they remember what you said before and how they had helped you. They see you like making this action, like backing up your words with action. They stop advancing and they look towards Cassandra. I'm going to go in initiative order as we kind of play out this scene. So again, just keep in mind, these are like small bits of time here. But Meadhbh, I'm just going to flick to you over in the inside the library. As you hear this, like this, you see this mob go out. You hear Cleave, and you hear like sounds of something happening outside. You see Meadhbh inside is still like talking to you about this possible like way to right the ship. What do you do in this like small moment? Is there any kind of like check you want to make or any kind of like action you want to take?
Well, I already tried to do any kind of insight check on the Meadhbh and it didn't work, right?
You did do an insight check, but you could try to make a different type of skill check if you want.
Okay. Are turtles animals?
They're humanoids, humanoid beasts, I guess.
So if I couldn't do a nature check to see if he seems weird, right?
You could do, I'd say, an investigation check.
Okay.
I'd let you do a nature check. Sure.
All right, let's do a nature check. Okay, hell yeah, doggy dog. I got an 18 and my modifier is +8, so what is that, 26?
You look at Meadhbh as he's like expounding these big motions. And so I think we'll be able to use an explosion and the steam vents will blow. And as you watch him, you see him making these large motions and you think back to the question you asked, like, what's his favorite part about him? About himself, about being a turtle, and he said his shell. And your eyes just kind of like glance over the shell and you just kind of like trace it just as he's kind of a boring fellow. He kind of just keeps going on. And your eyes kind of wander for a moment. And you see a couple like motes of dust begin to fall down from the rafters above you as the ship like roils a bit from another rocking of the Kraken. And you see the dust seem to hit his shell, and rather than hit it and stick there, it seems to pass directly through it.
Damn this fucking bitch. God damn it. If Tiffany Fex fucked up Meadhbh to polyjuice potion him, I'm gonna never let her hear the end of it. Okay, so I know something's up with Meadhbh, but I don't have any spells left. So all the actions I can do.
Is there anything you want to do with this information? Otherwise, I'll move in initiative order.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I want to, like, oh my gosh. I mean, I kind of want to attack Meadhbh. I mean, I can't think of anything better to do. Because I feel like I have the element of surprise right now. That I know it's not Meadhbh. Versus if I'm like, bitch, I know you're not Meadhbh, something's up. Like that, I don't know. Yeah, I would like to probably, like, do some action on Meadhbh, if that's okay.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
So I have Vicious Mockery, I have Mage Hand, and I have good old Dagger.
And you got your
Rapier.
bees.
Oh yeah, and I have the bee fork. Oh, I forget what magic spells Tiffany has.
Because
Sorry.
Tiffany's like magical.
Tiffany, is a cleric. She is like full, a lot of magic.
Can I try to non-lethally like poke her with my poke, who I think is Tiffany Fex, but presents as Meadhbh, with my rapier, please?
Yeah. Go ahead. Before you do, go ahead and roll me a insight check.
Okay, glob. Or would it be better to roll an Arcana check? I mean, they're both the same thing, I guess. No, my Arcana's better.
I'll let you roll an Arcana check, sure.
Okay. Wow. The way I said that is so disgustingly Midwestern. Okay. Arcana. What's the Arcana? I got an 18.
18. Just to kind of answer the question on like what kind of spell she has. You know, clerics generally they are like a lot of healing magic, a lot of like buffs, like to make their party stronger, like enemies weaker. You also know because she is pretty magical, she probably has like a lot of spells at her disposal. Just a thing to know, like going into it. Yo, you want to make a rapier attack?
Wait, I feel like that didn't help me at all. The Arcana.
I guess the only thing I want to give you from it is that like this is a cleric who has healing magic, so may not be as weak as you might hope.
Okay, so there's no point of me fucking stabbing her with a rapier then. Okay, so then you know what?
Really, I just want to give you the idea that if this is a person who has healing magic, they might not be on death's door.
Yeah, no, I didn't think I was going to kill her right away. All right, maybe I'll just confront her and see how that goes. But then she might try to... Can I confront her and then stab her if it goes poorly?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so I say, you're not Meadhbh. You're Tiffany Fex. What the fuck are you doing?
What? I'm a turtle.
I just boobity boop. You didn't even do your research before you decided to take over Meadhbh's identity. We're homies. I know what he's like. And I just watched a piece of dust float through your freaking pseudo shell. So you better tell me where you put Meadhbh and apologize. And then we'll go from there.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
We want so much more than just an apology.
Hey, but that's a start. Okay. Oh God, I got an 8.
You on Meadhbh's face, you see just like weird looks of confusion. He seems to be like moving around you, like, hey, whatever you think is happening, that's not what's happening. And he's like moving around you, staying close to you, but just like moving his way towards the door. It seems very freaked out.
All right, no. All right, stay away from that door, mister. If you don't stop right now and let Ansel tie you up, I'm gonna have to do something to you to incapacitate you.
I don't want to be tied up. I saw how that other guy got tied up, and it's way too specific.
You know what? If you really were Meadhbh, you wouldn't care. You would be like, whatever, as long as I can just sit around and do nothing. You wouldn't mind getting tied up. So that's how I know it's not you.
I feel very insulted by everything about that. That was wildly insulting. I'm just gonna go back here. You're clearly going through something. I understand. I'm gonna go and see what the fuss is about outside. Okay.
So I stab him with my rapier.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Oh my god.
Right after he says, I think you're going through something.
Yeah. No, I got a natural 1.
Oof.
You're biffing this.
You go to strike towards Meadhbh, and fully, you look down, and there's a book on your foot that just slips, and you whack. Your rapier just goes flying and lands in a pile of books, like point up, or point down, like stabs into the books.
Can I yell, hey, everyone outside, Meadhbh is not actually Meadhbh, it's Sir Tiffany Fex?
Yeah, you yell out. I'll say Cleave and Karis, go ahead and make a perception check. So you're also like, there's a large mob around you. There's a lot going on out there. See if you hear this. I'll say DC 12.
Motherfucker. I can screen share if you want to see this. I rolled a 1.
Oh my god. Karis, what'd you roll?
20.
Cleave, you are too focused on Karis in this High School Musical 3 moment. Karis, you hear your ally from the other room yelling this out. It is Meadhbh's turn. He is going to disengage from Meadhbh and is going to run out the door looking very freaked. He runs out and grabs onto Sir Warwick, goes, please, help, this woman is crazy. She's trying to stab me and stuff. I don't know what's happening. Please, I didn't do anything. She thinks I'm a thing. I don't know. That's Meadhbh's turn. It is Cassandra's turn. Cassandra gets up and begins to push back into the crowd and goes,
okay, anybody who gets me away from them,
and she kind of points to you guys and the queens and Sir Warwick,
can come with me on my boat, okay? We'll sail out of here, and you'll all get whatever you want, 5,000 gold pieces apiece. Help me.
She's going to roll a persuasion check with advantage. Ooh, that is only a natural 5 plus 7 is 12. You see the crowd around you kind of looking at her, unsure of what to do. She goes, fuck it. And she is going to book it out of the crowd. And is going to run into one of the side rooms out of view. Cleave, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna chase down Cassandra. That's pretty Midwestern too. Cassandra.
You begin to push your way through the crowd. You go into the room where she was at. You see her opening a large window, and you see her. She has opened the box and is pulling out papers and like shoving them into her shirt or like in various pockets. As she opens the box, you see there's a large like mechanical twisty thing in it, and she puts her hands in and twists it and tosses it out of the window. What do you do?
just yell, what the fuck was that?
My exit, darling.
And she begins to climb out of the window, clearly making her way to jump out into the open ocean.
I'm gonna shoot at her.
Go ahead and make an attack.
I swear to God I will screen share. This is a nat 20.
I really thought you were going to say a nat 1 again.
My rolls are insane today.
Yeah, seriously.
You, almost in slow motion, pulling out, drawing your pistol, as she is pulling herself out of the window, this woman tossing herself into the ocean. What does Cleave do in this moment? As you see this woman flying out of the window, you draw on her, you go to fire. What does Cleave see?
Cleave just sees, he's got tunnel vision on her, and he really wants to know what's in that box, and wants to stop her from getting away. Yeah, I'm at a loss for a great line here, but the best that Cleave can do in the moment is just shut that box, divorcee.
Go ahead and roll damage. You get to roll double damage.
Okay, 10 damage.
You pull out your gun. You see targets, almost like in your head, target spots fly all over Cassandra's body. You see there are deadly shots you can take here and wounding shots you can take here. Do you go for a kill shot or do you go to wound her?
I'm going to wound.
You fire. The echo echoes across the entire floor as you see Cassandra takes one directly in the gut. You run forward, grab her, pull her in as she's falling out of the window. You see papers are beginning to fly out of her dress and out of her pockets as you see floating down, as you pull yourself out of the window, floating down. You see this small box is beginning to transform into a large or mid-sized boat. Cassandra's lying there, bleeding out from this wound, stable but very badly hurt. She's, for our purposes, at 0 hit points. She is done, but still conscious. What do you do in this moment as you see her on the ground, holding her wound? Papers just flying all around this room.
Fuck, I probably gotta call somebody. I just shout out to, hey, she's in here.
You see Sir Warwick Blitz kind of boof, boof, Annabelle and Camille all come in. The mob is kind of outside this door looking in, confused and concerned. Warwick comes over, touches a hand on her, gives her 1 hit point, at least stabilizes her, keeps her alive, and begins to kind of prop her up. Karis, what are you doing in this moment?
I'm in the room now too.
You're out in the hallway. You hear the gunshot. You see everybody rush in, and you see Meadhbh is rushing out towards you. He kind of grabbed onto Warwick, and as everyone's rushing in there, he's beginning to make his way past you up towards the engine room.
And did I see any of his interaction with Meadhbh?
You didn't see any of his interaction with Meadhbh. All you heard was Maeve's call of Meadhbh is Tiffany.
I guess we don't know for sure. Yeah, I'm going to follow Meadhbh. Gotta go where the action is. There's action everywhere. I don't know what I'm talking about. A woman just got shot.
Meadhbh starts running past you, kind of booking it up the stairs. Turns back, goes, "Oh, are you gonna help? We're gonna right the boat. We're gonna go to the engine room. We're gonna blow shit up. It's gonna be great."
We're not gonna do any of that.
I can save us. This will be great.
Can you tell me your middle name?
Do you know my middle name as a reference point?
Sure I do. Does that make you nervous?
It's a little strange, but it's Javier.
Okay, so call my bluff, why don't you? I did not know your middle name.
Meadhbh Javier Espinalo.
Okay. Yeah, I'll come with you and watch what you do. That was just a test, a friendship test. I do them every 5 minutes to check my loyalties, and you passed. I will follow you.
Okay, you're a terrifying woman. Let's get away from that other woman because she's very scary. Okay, let's go. He begins to pull himself up. Meadhbh, what are you doing? As Meadhbh runs out past you, and you hear a gunshot across the hall.
I am going after Meadhbh because Tiffany Fex is very efficacious, and I am more worried about what mischief she can get up to than anything that Cassandra can do. So,
So you start booking it out of the room. You see Meadhbh is running up. You see Karis is joining behind Meadhbh, and you see a mob around this room, kind of across the hall. Not quite sure what's happening in there.
Okay. So, I mean, not that the mob has any real reason to believe us because they are stupid and haven't been paying attention. But I feel like I'm just going to yell to everyone that Meadhbh is Tiffany Fex and she's trying to kill us all. I don't know.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, God, I only got an 8 again.
You yell to this crowd. Most of them are so focused on what's happening with with Cassandra, you begin to hear like some murmuring of, is that a boat? Is there a boat? And the crowd begins to like vibrate with an energy of hope and desperation.
Yeah.
Do you stay with the crowd and Cleave, or do you book it up towards?
I book it up towards Tiffany and Karis. And while I'm here, can I just try to? Am I within 20? There's no. It doesn't say feet or yards, but I'm guessing feet. Am I within 20 feet of Meadhbh?
Yeah.
Tiffany?
As you run up, you kind of like catch up and are nearly up with them.
Okay, so I want to try to use my dagger on Meadhbh Tiffany.
Are you going to throw your dagger, or are you just going to go in and stab?
Well, if I'm going to go in and stab, then I'll use my rapier because it's got more damage.
The rapier, when you made your attack before, it like flew out of your hand when you hit that natural one.
Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay, so I'll use my dagger that I still have.
Okay. Are you stabbing or are you throwing?
Does it matter?
Not really. Just for flavor.
I'll stab so that I don't just toss my other weapon across the room.
Go ahead and roll an attack roll.
Okay, so 14 plus 4, so 18.
18 hits. You run forward. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh god, so 3.
3. You run forward. As you kind of like yell this out that Meadhbh is Cassandra, a few people kind of like look at you as there's this weird thing. You run forward, stab into what would be Meadhbh's shell. Your hand passes through the shell, and you hit the hard armor of Sir Tiffany Fex as the illusion vanishes, and you see Sir Tiffany Fex in front of you, looking back at you. Damn you, woman! And begins to push her way past Karis up this flight of stairs.
You bitch!
That is Maeve's turn. It is Sir Tiffany Feck's turn. She is going to look back towards the two of you. She's going to use her last 3rd level spell, and she's going to attempt to cast Hold Person on both of you. I need you both to make wisdom saving throws. DC
Hold
15.
Person. Stupid name for a spell, Tiffany.
That is a stupid name for a spell.
I don't know. It could be kind of nice, you know, if you've had a long day.
I got a 14.
9.
We are so gonna have to get saved by the next group of
Seriously.
You look as Karis, you look and maybe look as Meadhbh's face begins to dissolve in front of Sir Tiffany's. You see this illusion goes away. Her eyes go glassy purple, and as you look into these eyes, you feel your muscles stiffen and you are paralyzed. She looks at you,
God.
gives this small little sly smile, and goes, "Good luck, ladies," and begins to run up the stairs towards the engine room.
Do
Can
I
we-
get out anything before I freeze?
Yeah, can I say something too?
Yeah. What do you guys say?
Karis, you go first.
Oh, mine is just like, nobody likes you.
Okay, and I say, as Taylor Swift said, as Madeleine Albright said, there is a special place in hell for women who don't help other women.
And that we can tell that hurts her.
Yeah.
She takes a small point of feminist damage, and then looks back at you guys and goes, "Sometimes there's something greater than just helping others. I've got bigger plans."
Ta-ta.
And flies up the
Hurts so
stairs.
much.
Flies literally or runs?
Runs up the stairs. As you guys are frozen, Cleave, in the other room where Cassandra sits on the ground, kind of like bleeding out, but stable for the moment, you see around you are a number of papers. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Haha. That's a 2.
A 2. You see,
Wow, we are so fucked today.
Yeah, for real.
you look around this these papers, and man, they look boring.
Oh,
Your
no.
eyes
I turn
glaze
to
over them.
Warwick and I'm like, we got a real snore fest over here, huh?
Yeah, fuck papers. We're men of action. You see Tiffany is kind of like bleeding out, stable at 1 hit point. She looks, goes, "Okay, my bad."
don't we all just hop in my little boat there? We could just sail away. It'll be fine. Everyone can come.
Cleave, you look out of the window. You see a small boat is forming that can maybe hold 20 or so people.
Just toss me out, and everyone can come. We'll all go to safety together. Come on now. Come on, let's go.
Okay, so, well, first off, I'm like, sorry, pal, you're not getting in that fucking boat. And then I turn to Warwick and I'm like, get the queens, get in that boat before it gets away. We can handle things here.
Aw, that's nice.
As you say the word boat, the mob begins to behind you go,
Boat? Did he say boat? There's a boat? There's a boat. There's a boat. Everybody, there's a boat.
the mob begins to swarm into the room as Warwick grabs onto the two queens and is trying to like buffet people back, protect them as well. As this like chaos is happening, this is a small like second class room. People are just like pushing and shoving, trying to get to this window. What does Cleave do is he's getting jostled around. You lose sight of Cassandra, you lose sight of Warwick, you lose sight of the queens. You have a chance to kind of like look for one of these groups. Who do you look for in this moment?
I definitely look for the queens.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check as your investigation or perception. As you're getting buffeted around, you're trying to like move through the crowd, try to find these queens and push them out the window.
I got an 18.
You pulling through people as this mob of people descends upon you. You grab onto the two queens and begin to, with Warwick's help, push them out. You begin to like pull people back to the side. Go and roll me a strength check with advantage, as Warwick's going to help you.
With advantage? Oh, thank God, because the first one was a 5. So that is going to be... Ooh, okay, 16?
16. You begin to... Actually, let me roll one for the mob people. Let's be fair here. Rolled a 12 plus 4, so 15. They begin to... You begin to buffet the crowd back as you begin to push the queens towards the window. Annabelle and Camille look back at you. Annabelle, you start like pushing Annabelle out with Warwick. She goes, "What? No! What's happening?" Do you toss her out? She seems to be struggling against it. She seems to like want to stay to see this through.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Just, because math has not been my strong suit in this campaign so far, I want to check. Mm-hmm. You said the crowd rolled a 12 plus 4?
Yes.
16.
Well, what'd you get?
I also got a 16. So is this a contested, like, am I contesting them or are they contesting me?
It is like fever pitch here. So you are like pushing as best you can. You and Warwick are like moving through, but you're kind of like, you're evenly matched with this crowd around you that's just like rollicking and rolling as everyone's trying to get out this window. As Annabelle like stops, you see her, something because of the past like hours has been like awakened in her that you see just an anger and a rage that she wants to get out. She probably shouldn't be here. She's not fully equipped to like deal with everything that's going on here, but seems to want to stay. Warwick is looking to Camille for like her guidance. What do you do in this moment? You're getting to a point where because you're even matched with these people, you can probably only like save a few people that you choose.
I mean, am I able to freak out the crowd by just shooting my gun into the air?
Oh God.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an intimidation check with advantage.
The bullets come down.
I mean, here I'm hitting a hard surface.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I rolled a 15. My modifier is a 5, so I got a dirty 20.
You fire off 2 rounds in the ceiling. The whole crowd stops for a moment. You have a brief moment as people kind of like back off. What do you do? What do you say? As Warwick is kind of like looking at Camille, and Annabelle goes, "Come on, ladies, let's go. We gotta get out of here." Camille is kind of like trying to get Annabelle. She's like, "Camille, let's go. It's safety." Annabelle's kind of looking at Camille like, "No, she made me kill my father. I can't just leave." What do you do in this moment?
I just point at the window and I look straight at him and I go off, queens.
Go ahead and roll me. I was going to say a persuasion check just straight. That's a fun line. Go ahead and roll it with advantage.
Oh my God. Oh, the first roll was a 17. Second roll was a 19. Holy shit, today is insane. Persuasion, you said?
Yeah.
22.
22. As you point to the window, everyone else, the crowd around you has stopped for a moment, waiting to see what the queens will do. You lock eyes with Annabelle, who sees you. You see for a moment her eyes begin to soften. The rage begins to fall away as she sees the truth in what you're saying. Like, she may be strong, but isn't equipped to deal with a Kraken. Quite frankly, none of you are.
Rude.
True.
No, I mean, this is a mythical titanic monster. Her eyes soften for a moment as Camille's hands kind of like land on her and goes, "Come on, we can figure this out, but let's be safe. We have more things to think about." Warwick kind of like pushes them forward and goes, "She's right. Come on, we can figure this out. We can do things, but we need to be safe." She slowly, her eyes soften. She goes, "All right, fine." She walks forward as the crowd begins to slowly move forward with her. Like, everyone's kind of like waiting for her to go through. Like, she's the starting line. Like, when she goes through, everyone's gonna like fly through again. She walks forward, puts a hand on Cleave's shoulder, and she goes, "I need you to finish this. Think you can do that?"
I know I can.
She gives you a small pat on the shoulder and dives straight out the window. Camille follows back behind her. As they dive into the window, the crowd begins to move through. Sir Warwick kind of moves up to you, plants a meaty hand on you and goes, "My friend, you think you could use some help?"
I know I could.
He looks out the window as Camille is waving back. She gives like a small knowing wink to him as she dives out the window, and the rest of the crowd begins to funnel through this open window. You look out real quick through the crowd, and you can see the boat filling up and filling up. 20 to 25 people can fit in this boat, and there are a couple of hundred people trying to get in the water.
Oh my god.
The queens are in there, and people are like doing their best to try to like create a raft of some sort. You're not entirely sure what's happening, but this boat is free of the ship for the moment. As a number of crowd members like kind of look out, they get towards like the back of the crew, and they realize that there's no room out there. The crowd of people jumping out of the boat stops, looks back at you, kind of distraught, the moment of hope kind of gone. Can both Karis and Meadhbh, can you both roll wisdom saving throws, DC 15, to see if you can break the old person spell?
No. 13.
15 is what we need?
Mm-hmm.
13.
You guys still frozen, looking up at the steps where you had seen Sir Tiffany Fex moments ago. Cleave, you joined with Warwick. Your friends regain control of their bodies as the spell begins to wear off. You exchange information. You know the queens have escaped. You see Ansel peeking his head out of the room. You see Captain Bees is still here. You see a small collection of unfortunate people who weren't able to make it out onto this life raft boat that Cassandra had been hiding. You hear off in the distance the kind of like moans of a nearly dead Cassandra still stuck in this room. Her papers seem to be like fluttering all around this hallway. And above you hear the of the massive tentacles of this Kraken as they begin to get louder and quicken. You look around and you see yourself, you see Karis, you see Meadhbh, you see Sir Warwick, all of you battered and bruised. You see many of you very low on abilities and spells, and you know that above you, waiting, is both Sir Tiffany Fex, Madame Alta, and the unparalleled power of the Kraken. And that's where we're going to end for the evening. Hell yeah. Tune in next week to see how our heroes are going to get themselves out of this, and if they can indeed escape the R.M.S. Titanfall. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo!
Fuck yeah.
We're not making it out of that fucking ship, guys.
Yeah, we're dead for
chance in
sure.
hell.